Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
Oh, they're going to toss it. They haven't got it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly, Miller's still start dropping. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry! And welcome to the Radical Sim Racing European AMS live from Silverstone Circuit. Silverstone is one of the most iconic racing circuits in the world, with a rich history and reputation for testing the skills of even the most seasoned drivers. The legacy Silverstone Circuit in iRacing is a faithful recreation of this legendary track, featuring its most challenging corners, fast straights and intricate chicanes. From the sweeping curves of Cops and Mackets to the high-speed run-down hanger straight and the technical turns of Club and Abbey, every inch of this track demands precision, and tonight is going to demand precision from the AMS here this evening. And I think, guys, we are in for an absolute stellar evening of racing. Last time out in Alton Park, it was Gordon Haig taking the victory from Gary Truby, and Guy Robinson was in third. Absolutely amazing drive from Truby. It was an absolute classic. If you haven't seen it, definitely go back and have a look, because it was backwards and forwards all the way through. Good evening, Phil, across. Welcome in, Phil. Toxic Munchkin as well. Much love for you as well. Thank you so much for joining me. But it is the AMS. It's the busy Friday night live here on the JPB YouTube channel with the AMS, the pros, and the SRL TCRs live from the Watkins Glen Boot Circuit straight after at 10:15. So get your popcorn, guys. Sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself, because tonight is going to be absolutely incredible. Times on the doors at the moment: 141.88 from Gordon Haig, 142.08 from George Gonzaga, with Diego Munio Iglesias in third on a 142.15. And I think you're in for some incredible driving. I love this circuit. As I said last night, it's a big sentimental circuit for me, partly because of turn 17, which is aptly named Woodcote, which is the street name that I lived in North London. And it was one of the first places when I went to Silverstone, I sat on Woodcote Corner as well. And that was big old GT3s. That was a long while ago, mind you. I was well within my child limits there, a good 30-something years ago. So, yeah, it should be an absolute barnstorming one tonight as well, as the guys go through this legendary racetrack. And it's time for the Radicals, said Stuart Rice in chat. It is definitely, and we are here once again from the legacy Silverstone Circuit. This long rundown is going to be absolutely incredible, but what we will do is switch over to the live screen and I'll bring you up to date with all the championship standings. Okay, so here they are currently, guys, as well. Gordon Haig is leading the way with George Gonzaga in second, Damien G in third, David Rolliston fourth, Craig Gregory fifth, Marion Griegic sixth, Glenn Andre Christensen in seventh, Russell Wooten eighth, Gary Truby ninth, and George Bentez in 10th. Now, they are the current top 10 that will go through to the final race with the American AMS and pros, with the pros and the European AMS as well. So they're the final 10. Now, the top 5 out of that, Gordon Haig, George Gonzaga, Damien G, David Rolliston and Craig Gregory, will be currently the ones that will be promoted to pros next season. So anybody outside that, Guy Robinson, Stefan Mellis and Johan Olmark have really got to fight tooth and nail to get points on the board to get into that top 10, ready for the final. Guy Robinson is in 11th. He's on 208. Stefan Mellis in 12th. Johan Olmark 13th. Hugh Simpkins 14th. Diego Munio Iglesias in 15th. Vigard Lea Olsen 16th. Didier Thurbolt 17th. And Matt Letners is down in 18th place. Beyond that, Jacek Zelenka 19th. Stephen Koenig 20th. Ola Stenzer 21st. Janeman Pruis 22nd. Marnik Heister 23rd. Berger Elklid 24th. Vigard Helland, who's out for the season, is in 25th. Tom Weston 26th. Sandra Capella 27th, who is on track, but how we'll get on, we'll see. And Thomas Scott Molson, who hasn't actually joined us this season. So Here in the championship team standings, Radsport Sim Racing are leading the way on 491 with Sim Racing Norway on 431. MJX Racing on 395 and Team Slow-Mo Gold up 1 place from last week on 310. Overtaking the Tiger Team Racing 273 on Wheels TV 209. Team Slow-Mo 146, Team Heap Together 140, EAD 13 109, Platinum Racing Team 58 and Team Sim Racing Community they're on 24 points. So, yeah, it's going to be absolutely incredible. All the Silverstone corners are brilliant, to be honest. Great views from any part of them. Yeah, I was sat here. This is where I was, under that little grandstand there at the final corner, turn 17. So, but that was a long, long time ago, mind you. It was a long time. If they go to pros, does the pro grid grow or do so many get to go to the AMs? So the bottom 5 of pros get relegated and the top 5 of AMs get promoted, Toxic. So when you watch the pro one, if you're staying for the pro one next, you will see that some of them are in red and that is the bottom 5 that will get demoted down to the AMs. So there's a lot they're going to have to get, you know, used to on that one. So there we go. It's going to be an interesting one here tonight. I think there's lots of points up for grabs. Don't forget these guys have got to, you know, really try and get some points on the board here tonight. They've got qualifying 10 laps of 4 minutes, 30 minutes race and 1 fast repair. So they are going to have to try and really minimise it. I think we've got 19 cars on track. It should be an interesting one here as well because Sandra Cabella's here, George Benton, Stefan Mellis, Glenn Andre Christensen from Team Slow-Mo Gold. And then we've got, of course, we've got Maren Griegic from MJX, Hugh Simpkins from MJX as well. But Johan Olmark, who's just on the cusp of that top 10, he's sitting currently in 5th place with George Gonzaga, who's right up in the championship. He's currently in 2nd with Gordon Haig. So the guys that are at the top of the table are there. So hopefully, you know, they will sit back and try and get some points on the board. That would be a good one. Cool. And yep, here all night and TCRs after, says Toxic there. Well, no, you're not in the TCRs, or are you just in the GR86s? Which one are you in? The just the GR86 or the TCRs as well? Should be an interesting one, I think, tonight from Watkins Glen. Just have to see how they get on, to be honest. Just the just the GR86. Don't forget, we have got the Legacy Silverstone circuit, and then we're off to Brands Hatch for the final round, if I'm not mistaken. That doesn't... So we'll be off to Brands Hatch for the final round, and that will be next week, and then we'll go into the championship race, which is always an absolute incredible evening of racing. You should definitely stay tuned for that one. Normally it was the same format as last season. It was a 2-race format with points. Points were given to me as it was going along, mind you, just to keep me up to date of what was going on, because there was a lot happening, I've got to be honest. And Sandra Cabella in the background there was sort of messaging me going, this is the points, this is the points, this is the points. So there was a lot of interesting things going on in that race, and yeah, well, one that shouldn't be missed, I think, as we go nearly into qualifying. We've got about a minute left here tonight. Still new to iRacing, so honing my skills, said Toxic. Go for it. Go for it. You hone them, buddy. You do better than me, I'll tell you. I drive TCRs on a Monday, and that don't always go well, as you know. So, you know, I try, but it doesn't always work. Right, we're into the last 45. We just had David Rolliston, so it's 20 cars on track tonight. Rushing down into turn 1, which will be an exciting one, I've got to be honest. I think it's, well, it's just going to be one of them that's really going to sort of test the drivers. Because, believe it or not, and this was actually mentioned last night, that this circuit, the Silverstone circuit, has not been in the Radical Race calendar for at least 2 seasons. So the drivers haven't been here that often. And we're on the Legacy as well, which includes the bridge. So it's definitely one new to the guys here as well to be able to get to grips with. So I think they're going to be sitting back and really kind of trying to get used to the circuit. It's a tough circuit in Silverstone, it really is. But we will have qualifying up for you just as we're about to move over into the session. So Thank you so much again. If you are here, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bells, and give the video a big old thumbs up, because that would be amazing. As we go into 10 minutes of qualifying, just waiting for the first person to come out on grid, and we will pick them up. As we're on board with Stephen Koenig currently. So, there we go. Sandro Capella is going to be one of the first out on track. It's good to see Sandro on track, to be honest, because he doesn't get out on track very often. He's a very busy man. And, yeah. He gets running the league and then obviously getting involved with obviously the advertising, the website, the social media. He's got it all to do, and it's good to see him out on track. Here first in the GLs, so I got the track and a radical this week. Nice. Did you get... Oh, Sandro. Oh, dear. Well, that's never good, is it, unfortunately for him? So we'll go over to Gordon Haig, who hopefully might rake it round a little bit for a few more corners, as these guys coming down the hanger straight into Stowe. It's going to be a tricky circuit. They have got a short little sharp sprint down here. I think this is where probably the majority of the overtakes are going to take place. Will be down into Stowe. Maybe off the Woodcote and down into the first corner, but you've got to be, you know, you've got to be civil going down into there, I think. They've got to be able to handle, you know, give each other room, let each other sort of go near, because they're going to try too wide in cops. We've seen how that goes, right? We've seen it before. You know, we've seen it in Formula One. Poor old Verstappen hitting the 4G barrier. You know what I mean? It was just insane. So they're going to have to be a little bit sensible. We did see some great side-by-side action from the Radical Race Series last night as well. If you haven't watched that, definitely go back and watch that one, because that was absolutely incredible. That sprint and feature is really making the championship close. So, and there was side-by-side action from pretty much half of the racetrack. So it was good, amazing. Ewan Braymer, good evening. Good evening to you, sir. Hope you are well. Thank you so much for joining us. Are you all ready for the pros, Ewan? Are you there? Are you on it? Gordon Haig going to come round at Woodcote now. Here we go, racing through. And across the start-finish line he's gone, and into Cops we go. This is it for the first lap of Gordon Haig, and we can have a look on board with him now. As we're going through Maggers and Beckers, we're going to go left, then we're going to go right. We're going to try and keep it in the inside if we can, hug that little bit of curb. Down into third we go, around the last section and off through Chapel on that. Oh, that's not a good exit from Gordon Haig. It's probably likely want to go again now. That's not going to be a pole position time. Now we've got this run down hanger straight. We're going to start going onto the brakes very, very shortly. There we go. Into Stowe. Ooh, through the chicane at the bottom there. We're going to be looking at taking the right-hand side. Then we're going to go left. Then we're going to go right. Feather the throttle in the middle. Get it turned a little bit too much there on this run-round club. Now they've got a little short, sharp straight up into turn 11, which brings them into Abbey. So on the brakes they go. On the accelerator, he's up into fourth gear now on this run. Off round bridge, turn 13, coming into 14, which is Priory. Left-hander for Gordon Haig. Short little sprint now. Round Brooklands, and then round the bridge here at turn 16, through into Luffield, and then around turn 17, which is this one here, believe it or not, it is classified as a turn. This is Woodcote. Round we go, and that was a lap here on board with Gordon Haig. Time's coming in, Iglesias is in top at the moment, with Johan Olmark second, Grigic third, G4, Christensen fifth. A lot of times coming across there. Craig Gregory is another man who's coming around the final part of the circuit. He's off around Luffield. Here he goes, round Woodcote we go with Craig Gregory. What is he going to be able to do here for his first lap of qualifying? Currently Iglesias on top with a 1:42.664. Gregory goes into seventh. Gonzaga goes into third. Got Diego Iglesias again setting purples. Marin Grigic has got a purple on the board. Had a purple on the board. It's now been whipped away from him. So it's going to be an interesting one. They're very close. You got 142.66, 142.97 with Wootton and Gonzaga. They're on exactly the same time here. Wootton and Gonzaga. Or Gonzaga. He did tell me off the other day when I met him on Saturday that I did pronounce his name wrong. I wasn't allowed to say Gonzaga. It was Gonzaga. So George Gonzaga here. Thank you, George, for that. Much love to you. Off with Marin Grigic we go. How is Marin going to get on there? He's crossing the line round about the same time as Diego Iglesias. Iglesias goes on to pole 142. Grigic in third on a 142.752. And then we've got Simpkins, who's putting in some times as well, with Gordon Haig. They're about the same place on track currently. We know Gordon Haig had a bit of a first bad run because we were on board with him. So Haig has going to be going across the line. Goes into pole position. Whereabouts does Simpkins end up? No improvements for you, Simpkins, there. So he didn't get a time on the board. What about Sergio Capella? How is Sergio going to get on here? Oh, I'm not too far off these times. Been doing 144 lows. Okay, so you're a couple of seconds. You're in line with Guy Robinson, George Beck. Well, saying that, they have just gone forward and started shooting tides. Gonzaga goes into pole. George Gonzaga goes pole position. Diego Iglesias is another man with purple in sector 1. He's got yellows in sector 2. He's got purple in sector 3. This could be the pole position time. Gonzaga in pole on a 142.161. Haig 142.162. I got a funny feeling if Iglesias racks up another one, he did. That's 3 purples in a row. 3 purples in this lap alone for Diego Iglesias. He's just got the final few corners to go here. Is he going to get it? Out of Luffield he goes. Round Woodcote. He's going to be hugging the right-hand side. Watch the bollards. Not the late. Oh, static. Goes across the line. Where does he go? He goes pole. Pole position 141.952 for Diego Munio Iglesias. On the board, wasn't it? It was on the cards with the purples across the board. So how about Glenn Andre Christensen? He's got some greens here as well. Gordon Haig's got a purple in sector 3. The only one that Diego Iglesias did not get was that sector 3 purple. Christensen goes across the line. Ooh, stays in 11th, 143.44. Wootton goes into 4th on a 142.495. Gonzaga's got green and a purple. Gonzaga now. Round Woodcote, off we go across the line. Does Gonzaga stay in third though, mind you? Oh, 142.298. That last sector cost him and he lost so much time. So, yeah, unfortunately for George Gonzaga there, he's going to have to look at trying to go again because he didn't get it this time around. But with 20 cars on track, I'm expecting... Oh, that's not good. Grigic went in there a little bit more Tokyo Drift than he did going forwards. Russell Wootton picking up a purple and a green. He's going to be going across sector 3 very, very shortly. You can see the dots on the right-hand side of the timing tower. That's where the sectors are. What is Wootton's got a green in that sector as well. Russell Wootton, the Australian, of course. Sector 4 now. Oh, he's yellow. He is yellow in sector 4. What is he going to do across his final sector? Round he goes, round out of Luffield. On this run, he's got to hug. Oh, hug the right-hand side as much as you can. Take the shortest possible route. No, stay. Here we go. What is Wootton going to get? He's got yellows across to the end as well. 143.188. Not good from him. Unfortunately, Stephen Koenig is coming across the line. He's got 3 greens on the board here. What is Stephen going to do? Ooh, stays where you are. 146.194. Big on Leon Olsen. Of course, it's from the Sim Racing Norway team with Gordon Haig. Gordon at the top. It's a bit like my TCRs, isn't it, really? My teammates are right up there, and me learning, as Vigard is down the bottom here. He's currently in 19th on a 1:44.796, and that is the end of qualifying. Let's bring you up the grid for tonight's race. Diego Muno Iglesias takes pole position with Gordon Haig in second, George Gonzaga third, Russell Wooten fourth, Gary Truby fifth, Johan Olmark sixth, Maren Grigig seventh, David Rollison eighth, Hugh Simpkins ninth, Glenn Andre Christensen 10th, Damien G in 11th, and Craig Gregory in 12th place. Beyond that, we've got George Bentes 13th, Sergio Capella 14th, Janeman Pruis 15th, Jacek Zelenka 16th, Stefan Mellis 17th, Guy Robinson 18th, Vigard Lea Olsen 19th, and Stephen Koenig down in 20th place. So get ready, the cars are just over the hill. Just about see them. There they are. Just waiting for Iglesias to get on to the grid. Got about another minute. He should be good, hopefully. There's me down here with a baseball cap. Bottom right hand corner. Orange baseball cap looking completely the other way. Here we go. Diego Muno Iglesias is taken to the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are green. Iglesias didn't go anywhere. Iglesias didn't go anywhere. Gordon Haig did. And it's Haig's taken the lead down into turn one. He goes with George Gonzaga on the inside as well, trying to look at the inside of Iglesias. Doesn't make it through this time around. Further back, it's 3 wide with Bentes, Mellis, Prius and Truby. As they're on this run down through Maggotts and Beckett, so surely not going to be looking at trying to take that in a 2 wide position, because they're not going to be able to hold it. There's somebody on the grass here. Whoa, you're not going to come off there. That was in front, that was George Bentes. Went across the grass, taking the shortest route, of course, but not ideal. Damien G's battling away with David Rollison now, coming down the hangar down into Stowe. Rollison in the left on the orange and black. G behind him. G gives him room and lets him go in front. Gonzaga has overtaken Iglesias on this run down now into turn 11 we go. Iglesias on the right, Gonzaga on the left. Are they going to leave a suitable room? Is Gonzaga going to take the inside? He's not. Russell Wooten has just gone round the outside of Maren Grigig on the run out of club. Up into Abbey he goes. That's Wooten up into 4th place. Gonzaga 3rd, Iglesias 2nd, and Haig in 1st. Gordon Haig leading him by about 4 tenths at this moment in time here this evening. So Gordon Haig kind of getting away. He's extended the gap out to 7. Gonzaga's got 4 tenths there as well to try and catch Iglesias. Easily done, mind you. Easily done. It doesn't take much to make a mistake. We saw it last night, and we could possibly see it again tonight as these guys come around left field here for the final first lap of the race. Round Woodcote and then off and down the start finish straight in. 2 cops at the bottom here. Diego Iglesias got George Gonzaga, Russell Wooten, Grigig, Rolliston G, Olmark, all behind that. Then we've got Simpkins, Shuby, Christensen, Gregory, Bentes, Mellis, Koenig, Vigard Lea Olsen, and then Zelenka, Robinson, Capella, and Janeman Prius. It was George Bentes went off with Janeman Prius. Everybody else kind of hit the brakes, and unfortunately for them, that did result in some guys losing places. Truby's down 5, Capella 5, Prius 5, up Koenig 5, Mellis is up 3, Leo is up 3, and Damien G up 4 places. So G making good gains here, currently sitting in 7th place, trying to chase down David Rolliston. 2 guys I did meet this week last Saturday. Was incredible. Definitely go and check out the sponsor though, mind you guys. This is viloungeracing.co.uk. Go and give Paul Clark a call, and you can sit and have a nice coffee with Mr. Clark and his wonderful wife Wendy. It was amazing hospitality for the day. Pruis and Zelenka here. Pruis is trying to go up the inside. Currently, is he going to make it stick? It's a brave man up the inside of club. They're going to be side by side on this run down into turn 11. Zelenka's got the inside there on the right in the yellow and black. Oh, Pruis comes through. Zelenka backs off and Pruis comes through and takes the position away. Russell Wooten trying to keep up with the guys in front. He's down about a second at the moment. Gordon Haig is out in front on a 150.3. Iglesias behind him a 150.109 and Gonzaga behind that. Can Gonzaga climb up though? That's the thing. He's clearly quick. He's clearly got the pace, but he's got to try and kind of put it all together. You can see Rollo and Grigic coming into Cops now. Rollo there from the Tiger team. Grigic from MJX. Brew Maggots. Beckett's a go. And then on the run out. Let's jump on board with David Rolliston. There was David there with his Rolliston hat on from Tiger Racing. That's the front forward view. We can see there Grigic in front coming into Stowe. We are gaining, but we're not gaining enough. Unless there's going to be a big dive. Rollo sticks his nose out. He's going to go in. Ooh! Oh, he's early on the throttle. Get on the gas, son. He just can't seem to get that little bit he needs. He needs that just to stay inside that half a second mark. And then he'll be close. He's coming in at 11 and 12. Keep it on, keep it on. Good job, under the bridge. Slight little left, get it hooked up into turn 14. On the gas into 15. Oh, Grigic's run a little bit out of line now. It's going to come out the first part of Luffield. On the accelerator, son, you got the room, go. He's now on the gas, chasing down Marin Grigic. Still Haig, still Iglesias, still Gonzaga, still Wooten. Still Grigic, still Rollo, which is what we're looking at currently at the moment. Oh, it's just not gaining that little bit, is he? Guy Robinson battling away with Sandro Capella here. This is your battle for 16th place at the moment. There is Capella. Is he going to send it out the inside? No. I know it's been a while since you've been on track, Mr. Capella, but that is never a good move. You can see in the background, Zelenka and Pruitt still fighting it out. With Zelenka still he's managed to get back in front of Pruitt currently at the moment. There has been a little incident involving Vigard Elson-Leah, who unfortunately dropped down the field. The first one of the night. Let's have a look back and see what he's been up to. Ooh, all on his own, unfortunately for Vigard Leah Olsen there. Right, we go back into Gary Truby, who's got Glenn Christensen trying to chase him down as well. Glenn's got Craig Gregory. They're coming out side by side. Out of club on this run up into turn 11. Can Gregory hold that line where he is at the moment? He's not going to be able to get through. Christensen's had to tighten it up. He's had no choice. But it's Christensen, Gregory and Benton. Benton's, of course, diverting across the grass at Maggots and Beckett's on lap 1. So it was the first one to be taken off to the grass there. Oh, Christensen is under pressure. You can feel Craig Gregory right behind him at the moment. Round Luffield we go. Off on the run now, through Woodcote down from past the start-finish line. Gregory going to be able to get closer. Is he going to be able to get close enough to make a move into Cops? He's not going to get it this time around. Where is he going to get it? These guys are so closely matched. It's so tough for anybody to try and make major gains. Such a tough when everybody is so similar on pace. Benters looks like he's getting a little bit closer. There is George Benters behind. Rollo is mixing it up as well. He's still chasing down Grigic. We're a little bit closer. We're under that half-second mark now. He tightens up. There's two different lines through there, through turn 11. Rollo comes in a little bit tighter. Grigic runs a little bit wider. But it does seem to help Grigic more because he seems to be able to get on the gas earlier and get that exit speed done. So if I was Rollo, I'd probably be looking at trying to follow where he's going, to be honest, on that corner, because that's where he seems to lose a little bit of time and then gains it up as we go in off round 13 and into 14 now. 21 minutes remaining. We are 5 laps in of the Radical Sim Racing European AMS, live from Silverstone. Of course, broadcast on the JPB YouTube channel with myself, James Parfitt, in the booth. Here we go. He's got to stay close. You've got to get closer if you can. You've got to try and find where you're faster than him and stick to him, because he just cannot. He can't stay close to him. Can't stay close through the section that he needs to be close. Can Gregory do anything about Christensen? These guys are as they are as well, but if you look at the lap times of Christensen 1:43.4, Gregory 1:43.4, Bentner's 1:43.5, it's so tough because everybody is so close together, so evenly matched on times. Even here towards the back end with Sandra Capella, Guy Robinson, Yanniman Pruis and Stephen Koenig, 1:44, 1:45s. It's almost a separate race within a race, these guys, because obviously they're so closely matched as well. It's a tough one, really, for anybody to try and make moves, and you've got to wonder whether or not people are going to make... Oh, I thought Capella was going to send it out the inside then. Oh, Grigic and Wotton. Where did Wotton come from? He come through like an absolute barnstormer there. He got David Rolliston. Is he going to get Marin Grigic as well? Russell Wotton. Just trying to see if anybody went off there. I think Wotton was in front of these, wasn't he? So he's obviously looked like he's made a mistake somewhere. Marin Grigic passed Russell Wotton, so this would be where it's happened. Ah, that looks a slow down there for Russell Wotton. Unfortunately now, that put him side by side with Grigic, and that's how that one all materialised. And that's where Wotton come into it in the middle. He's got Grigic now in front, Wotton and Rolliston. Rolliston's got Damien G climbing down his neck as well, so he's going to have Damien G coming up behind him very shortly. But the gap is here, and there ain't a lot of gap left. There is Wotton, 19 minutes on the clock left of this 30-minute sprint race here. Welcome in if you are here. Stay tuned because we do have the European Pros coming up with myself, and Dan Peoples is joining me in the booth for that one. So Dan will be here with me. But Gregory's looked like he's dropped back a little bit. As Wotton Rollo with G. Gordon Haig's gone. Gordon Haig's off. 1.7 down the road. Guy Robinson, Sandra Capella, Stephen Koenig. Is there going to be a way through from Mr. Capella? That's going to be the interesting thing. Koenig goes once. Please don't come again. We're not weaving jumpers down the straight there. We are driving race cars, so please try and keep it to one move, of course. I know you can weave, right? Don't get me wrong, but it is one of my bugbears. I feel like chucking knitting needles and wall at the people that are weaving across the track that much. They can make a jumper for me. But Wotton and Rollo still having a battle. You Simpkins is in the wall. And now he's just got to sit there and wait for everybody to go past. He's got a big old gap to Craig Gregory down in 12th there. Gregory went off as well. Gregory on lap 6. And now we've got Simpkins here on lap 7. Unfortunately for them, they has to put them down the order. Hugh Simpkins has now got Craig Gregory behind him. Yanniman Pruis just looks like he's got off as well. Guy Robinson, it all looks like he's got off here. Koenig, Pruis and Zelenka, Capella looked like he made it through cleanly. Koenig went off track first. I'm wondering if that was a little bit of follow my leader. So there's Steve. Oh, okie dokie. And where did Yanniman Pruis come from? There he is as well. So they look like a little bit of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other there. So we're now back to live pictures. Christensen with Bentez tucked up right behind him at the moment. Grigic with Wotton behind that as well, but it is George Bentez and Christensen. I do want to have a look back and see where Craig Gregory went, because he kind of just disappeared, didn't he? He was in this mid-pack, he was in this pack here. So let's see if we got a little bit of a minute while they're doing that. We have. Did he take a dive? Oh, good job. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you avoid the cars in front. You do not go hurtling down. Christensen's just let Bentes through. Stefan Mellis has unfortunately got down. He's now down in 14th and still coming and trundling across the grass. So Mellis there looks like he went off in turn 11 and unfortunately he's put him down the order. Stefan Mellis has gone right down the order by Jews, now down all the way down in 16th. Sandro Capella is in 14th where he started from. Christensen is going to have another go at George Bentes, but Gordon Haig's kind of gone up front again, 1.4 seconds out in front. And then Iglesias has got, well, he's well over 3 seconds now, back to Gonzaga and Grigic. No real battles until you get to this one for 11th place, 10th and 11th, Bentes and Christensen. And then Gregory's behind, he's chasing down Hugh Simpkins. Of course, both guys had ventured off. Gregory did a stellar job avoiding Christensen in front then, because that could have been a lot worse for them guys. Robinson is back on track. He's battling away with Koenig here. Robinson on the left, Koenig on the right. So Robinson goes through. Hugh Simpkins, Craig Gregory. Gregory pulls out to the right-hand side. Coming into Stowe. Is he going to take the long way round? They're side by side going round Stowe. We've got Gregory on the left. Simpkins on the right. Oh, Gregory's on round. Boy, oh boy. Shaking his head in that car, and unfortunately for him, not a happy chappy this evening for Mr. Craig Gregory. Not happy at all. And did he have the same thing in Owen last week? He went off at Shell Oils, didn't he? He outbraked himself and just went straight on in Shell Oils. He got a little bit too close, did the same thing, mind you. He manages to avoid the people, which is great for him. But unfortunately for him, it normally ends up doing what he's done there. He put himself in a difficult position last week, and he's done it again. And unfortunately, he's now down into 13th place, is Craig Gregory, with David G in 6th, Johan Hallmark 7th right behind him. It's great for Hallmark to get some points on the board. It's good for him. Because he is going to need them points. He's going to need them desperately, I think. Because he's got Bentes in front, Mellis, Robinson. So he's in front of Robinson. He's in front of Mellis. He's in front of Bentes as well. So Johan Hallmark, if you can keep it on. No, Johan, no, Johan, no, keep it on track, keep it on track. If he can keep it on track, he's ahead of some people behind him, in front of him in the championship. So this could be really good for Johan. He's just going to stick with Damien G if he can. He's got Russell Wotton behind him. Wotton's in front of him as well, so that's another scalp off his list. Truby is also in front of him, and he's ahead of him as well. So Johan Hallmark's putting himself in good position here. If he can just keep it on for this final few minutes, he's got 13 minutes remaining to hold this car, because he's ahead of championship rivals really to get into the top 10 for the main event of Wotton, Truby, Bentes. Christensen is another one in front of him as well. Craig Gregory is also in front of him. Stefan Mellis is in front of him. Kai Robinson is in front of him. So Johan has got a great opportunity to pull some points back here. That was Wotton. Wotton has gone round off the final corner of Luffield. Oh, Russell Wotton, lap 10. Did he just over accelerate on that car? Did he just get greedy? I think he did, you know. I think he did, yep. He just got greedy on the throttle. Little bit too many beans on the loud pedal for Wotton, and that's unfortunately dropped it down to 12th now behind Simpkins. Maron Grigic still being chased by David Rolliston. These guys are back at it again. Hopefully we'll see an 11-minute battle of these guys, a battle of the gladiators. And that was a good start, wasn't it, from Haig Munchkin? He did get an absolute flyer. Capella's just been overtaken from Mellis down in 15th place. So Sergeant Capella, unfortunately, now down into 15th. Mellis in ahead of him. As I say, Maren Grieg, David Rolleston, this is your closest battle currently on track. So we will hang with these guys for a minute. See how they get on. They're going around now into Luffield. Right. 4 tenths. Can Rollo close up the gap? 10 minutes remaining. Let's go, Bentes. He is currently in 9th. Little bit no man's land at the moment is George Bentes. He's got... There he is. He's got Christensen keeping him honest, but unfortunately for him, he did go off in lap 1 down through the Marius Beckett's complex. He took a trip across the grass, unfortunately for George Bentes, so he did go off there. But this is the Grieger-Rollo battle. Let's see how David Rolleston gets on here. Can he get this? He's got 3 attempts. He's got 2.8 back for Gordon Haig. Oh, he didn't have to get him. Grieg did it all for him. Too many beans coming out of Stowe. And unfortunately for Marek Grieg, he's dropped him all the way down. Looks like Capella has also gone into the pits as well. We can have a look back. We just caught the end of the Grieg incident, but let's see what happened to Sergeant Capella. This looks like the same corner, to be fair. It is. Oh, you're stopping it or you're not? Yes, he is, but then he decides to stop it. Go straight into the pits for Sergeant Capella there. Grieg is now in 8th. Simpkins is now taken off track again. Unfortunately for you, Simpkins, it seems to be a little bit more than a SR10 on a racetrack and more Bambi on ice, unfortunately for you, Simpkins, as he's coming around Club. So I think there has been some cooking of tyres done there for Simpkins, and he's gone down the order again. Stephen Koenig, Essex Zelenka battling away here down at the bottom of the field in 18th place. Zelenka is going to get in front again. Can Koenig take that inside line into turn 11? Not this time around, he's not. I don't know if he could have been a little bit more aggressive. Good evening, Colin Wynn. Congratulations for the broadcast, guys. Amazing job. Thank you, Igor Martinez. Much love to you. Stephen Koenig in 18th, Jacek Zelenka in 17th. One of the closest battles, Damien G here for Johan Olmark. Olmark has got a lot of scalps behind him that are in front of him in the standings. So from Olmark's point of view, he needs to finish this. Truby, Griegic, Bentes, Christensen, Wootton, Gregory Robinson are all in front of him in the championship. And yet Olmark is sitting currently in 6th place. So from his point of view, he's going to get a nice little bit of haul of points here. And he's going to get 47. 47 points for Johan Olmark. What is Bentes going to get at the moment? Bentes is in 9th, so he's going to get 38. So that's 9 points Olmark's going to pull on Bentes, which puts him... Oh, he's still a bit back. I'm trying to do my quick maths while I'm sat in the booth here, which is really quite difficult. 35 back at the moment. He's going to pull out 9, puts him 24 back going into the final round of George Bentes. But there are some other scalps in front that he's going to gain more points on. So this could be an absolutely interesting one for Johan Olmark. It'd be good to see how he comes out after this race, to be fair. Damien G doing a stellar KFG. Colin Wynn, absolutely incredible. Oh, you gotta love Colin Wynn there. Come on, KFG. Now, people are sitting in chat going, what is he talking about? Basically, before Damien G drives, somewhere along the line, doesn't it? It started off that he was having takeout. And then he's just had takeout and takeout ever since. And then he'll eat dinner or something. So it's resulted to the fact that he eats takeout quite a lot, by the sounds of it, from Damien G. So, so KFG in 5th place at the moment. You should change his name in the Discord. So when he comes out of the race, you'll see his name change there, won't he? Damien KFG. Simpkins and Gregory have just swapped positions. Mellis and Simpkins. Mellis just got wide. He's allowed Simpkins back through again. Gregory looks like he's not having a good run. I've got to be honest, Craig Gregory. He's kind of put himself in these difficult situations, and it's a tough one for him to... Oh, don't, Colin. That was absolutely amazing. Change his name in Discord before he comes out of the race, quick. So when he comes in for an interview or whatever, I can say to him, oh, incredible. Absolutely incredible. But the thing is, as well, did you know the irony of that? It's not the fact that it's funny. It's the fact that it's true. Like, there's not a day that I don't talk to Damien before a race, and he's eating some form of takeout, curry, pie and mash, fish and chips, something he's eating. McDonald's, he's always got a takeout of some shape or form in his hand. So, you know, it's a fair nickname, to be fair. I think one that he's going to love, of course, so that should be interesting for him. Brewers, Robinson and Gregory here, battling it away nicely. This is your battle down the order, of course, for 16th, 15th and 14th. Gregory putting himself into difficult situations again. Craig Gregory, and really, I think he probably... It's really hard with Gregory, right? Because he does so well at times, and then mistakes in Alton let him down the order. This one's let him down as well, and it's the difficult one. And he's gone again. He's gone again. Another mistake. And now Gregory's even further down. He's now down behind Pruis and Robinson. So, as we say, it's it's a bit of a rough night for Craig Gregory, to be honest. As I keep looking at YouTube chat, and all I see is KFG. Absolutely incredible. Well, here is the man we're talking about, of course, Damien G. Battling away with a Swede, Johan Omar behind him. This is your battle for 5th and 6th place. Obviously, Gordon Haig's gone. He's out in front. We'll have a look at Gordon in a minute. Oh, you Simpkins, Yanneman Pruis. Where is Simpkins? Both of them got off at exactly the same time. Yanneman Pruis and you Simpkins. Simpkins again, another one that looked like he's just cooked his tyres. And it's gone off again. So it's tough for him at the moment. Johan Omar, 6th place. Damien G in 5th. I love the reaction. You know, the thing is as well, is before I say his name now, I'm just going G. Can't call him KFG. Tyres must be on the ragged end. Oh yeah, they're definitely losing them now. There's been some mistakes. Craig Gregory, Hugh Simpkins, Yanneman Pruis. Diego Iglesias has been off track and has, you know, lost a little bit of time to Gordon Haig. Not that it's really mattering for Haig at the moment. He's just absolutely dominating this race. He's 6.5 seconds down the line. Gonzaga's 1.5 back from Iglesias. Rollo's 4.5 seconds back from that. So, you know, from his point of view, for Gordon Haig, he's just too far ahead. Hugh Simpkins here. Zanko in front. Yanneman Pruis behind him. Can Simpkins hold on to Zelenko? It depends on what damage he's got, because that's not the first time Simpkins has been off track. Oh, can you imagine that? Colonel KFC livery on a Radical. That'd be incredible. Oh, Zelenko's tightened it up. Jacek Zelenko went tight, whereas Hugh Simpkins let the car run a little bit, but he did lose a little bit of time. This is your battle down the back end of the field. Zelenko 15th, Simpkins 16th, Pruis in 17th. That would be awesome, says Dan Peebles. It would be. Mr. Bit Dan Peoples, of course, joining me for the pros. So there'll be two of us in the booth for that one. But Damien G has opened up. Oh, Johan Olmark, get it going. Oh. Just when you sit back and say how well people are doing or how he's got to do, you know, it's 1 minute 15. He's drove the race of his life, staying above all these people in the championship in front of him. You know, the likes of Christensen, the likes of Bentes as well, and who else is in front of him at the moment? Wootton, Grigic, Gregory, Robinson, Mellis. And then unfortunately on the last lap there he goes and overcooks it. But this is Gordon Haig taking the final lap of the race here. Gordon is just, well, he led from start to finish. He got an amazing start. He literally got a fabulous start and he didn't look back since. And he's been the same pretty much as the season's gone on as Gordon Haig. He's definitely been a machine, I think. No, there is not a KFC livery. Oh, there can't be a livery on trading plates of a KFC. That's going to be dangerous. Yanniman Brewer is still battling away with Hugh Simpkins here. We'll keep an eye on Gordon Haig. He's just going around Stowe. So unless anything dramatic happens, he's not far back from the battle. There's a few corners back from the battle that we're watching at the moment. So in front of that is Zolonka. Kurdick behind him. But seem to be battles anywhere. Craig Gregory and Zolonka here. They're going across the final lap. Gregory takes the nose off Zolonka, but I think it's going to be Gordon Haig. I'm going to start writing these down, and I don't normally, but we're going to write it. Haig is going to be in first. And Iglesias went off track. But here comes Gordon Haig. I want to have a look back and see how Iglesias went off track, because he went off track and he's lost a place to Gonzaga, but it is Haig. Comes across the line in first place. Here comes George Gonzaga in second. There is Diego Iglesias third. David Rolliston nearly got third place. Simpkins, Pruis, Zelenka. Whoa, who was that off there? There was a lot of cars in force here. I'm sure there's somebody out on our outside as well. There is. Yanniman Pruis is having a go at you Simpkins here. These guys battling away down the order. 15th, 16th, 17th. 15th and 16th, Yanniman Pruis being the last one. Simpkins behind that in 16th. Pruis gets a slide on coming out of to go under the bridge. Gregory there as well. He's going to be kicking himself. Absolutely kicking himself. Oh, that's not going to help the scenario either. Let's get off you, son, while you blinker away. It's never going to be good. They're going to come across the line. It looks like Zelenko is going to get across the line. Simpkins, Gregory, Pruis managed to somehow just lose 3 places. I want to just have a quick look back at how Iglesias went off track, because he lost his second place to Gonzaga there. Oh, that'd be how. Yeah, and then Gonzaga says, well, thank you very much. If you're going to leave me that much room, I'm going to have it. But there we go, guys. That is the AMS completed. And once again, Gordon Haig absolutely dominating. He's in first place. George Gonzaga in second. Diego Iglesias third. David Rolliston fourth. Damien G fifth. Gary Truby sixth. Johan Olmark did finish 7th place in the end. Great job from him. George Bentes 8th. Glenn Andre Christensen 9th. Marion Grieg 10th. Russell Wooten 11th. Stephen Mellis 12th. Guy Robinson 13th. Jacek Zolenko 14th. Hugh Simpkins 15th. Craig Gregory 16th. Yanniman Pruis is in 17th place. Stephen Koenig in 18th. And then beyond that, Sergio Capella and Vigard Leah Olsen. Right, let's have a look here at the start. And why we're looking at the start, we'll do it top to bottom, and we'll bring in Mr. Gordon Haig here, who's just absolutely dominated another race, got an absolute barnstorming of a start, and he's joined me in the booth. Good evening, Gordon. How are you, sir? Well, for who, Gordon? Who was it a fun race for?
Yeah, I've been really struggling all week. So this was this was a very good race for me.
You did it again. The thing is, you get out in front, and I can just see you going here. We're battling away with Glacius over the first few turns, but you get out in front, and then you just don't look back.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to racing the pros next season. I hope I'm not coming next week, so I hope the relegation for pro and for the World Series final is still okay. So I can be. Is it top 5 in both cases, or?
No, top 10 in the series to go into the final, and top 5. So you've got about 29 points over Gregory going into this race. Gregory's had a bit of a poor evening, so we'll see how that one pans out. But I'm pretty sure you should be good for promotion to the pros. I don't think anybody's going to really be able to do a lot of damage to you, to be fair. Especially if you just picked up another win.
Yeah, if not, I'm gonna just stay in for another season. It's not such a big deal, but it's fun to race against and they're really fast guys. So
yeah, of course, and you deserve to be there. I don't think anybody can argue. You know, you've taken 3 victories this season. I don't think anybody can argue the fact that you are going to. You know, you should, and deservedly so should be there. Where would you say, if you're not going to make next week's? That's that's fine. How has your season been then? Because obviously from round 1 we're now going to 7. How would you sum up your season?
I think the 2 first rounds I was pretty average, pretty bad really, and but then I started to train a lot and found out some of the tricks around this car, and after that it's been, apart from Red Bull Ring, it's been really good races for me. I think from that point.
Yeah, definitely. You took a victory out in round 6. You've taken a victory in 7. You know, you seem to be splitting your season into win-win, poor one, win-win. Good job you're not here next week, because if the way the pattern goes of your races, it would have been a poor one as the season's gone on, because you have race 1, race 1, race 2, not so good. 3, 4, you won. 5, not so good. 6, 7, you won. So in hindsight, 8 would be, could be a bad one.
Yeah.
So, but look, Gordon, it's been a pleasure, as always, talking to you in the booth this evening. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, as always, the team, Sim Racing Norway, my family, and also to you guys for doing this for the community. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, excuse the language, if that was language in there. Did I?
No, it was something. I think it was something disturbance on the line here. So.
Oh, okay, no worries. Well, Gordon, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to Mel, hopefully seeing you in the finals very, very shortly. I should hope.
I hope so, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you'll be there. Take care, buddy.
Oh, okay.
I promise.
Thank you.
Right, we're going to bring Mr. Gonzaga in to the booth this evening. How are you, George? Anyway, buddy, how's it going?
How are you, James? All good. Yeah, it was an interesting one today. Yeah,
definitely. But you're first and second now. You managed to grab second place right at the end there with Iglesias going off track as well. Still keeps you probably second in the championship as well. So you are going to look at going into the top 10 for the final, and hopefully the top 5 for promotion next season. Sum up tonight, because it looked a bit lonely at times, wasn't it? It was just kind of driving on your own and keeping it on track.
Well, that's the thing. It kind of looked boring, but it wasn't like I was trying to manage the tires the whole time. Like even on the beginning, I decided like not to attack with Diego because I was just gonna eat the tires anyway. So I saved for the end of the race. And as you can see, it kind of it was good because that's exactly what happened with Diego. He started to push on the beginning, and he didn't have tires left for the end. So yeah, it looked boring, but it was quite intense. I was the whole time trying not to screw up. Sorry.
That's all right, don't worry, don't worry. No, that's the thing. You know, going into the final race of the season, Gordon's not there. He's just confirmed he's not going to make it.
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah.
So, you know, you could be in with a good shout here. Can you? Really?
Yeah, I think I made the math, and there are 7 guys in contention for the promotion. But the goal was always the promotion. Like, I didn't even want to think about winning races. All I wanted is to be on top 5. And today, after last week in Olton, was horrible. So yeah, this week I really needed that good result. So I think this kind of made me closer to the promotion, which was amazing. So yeah.
Go on, George.
I'm very happy.
Absolutely stellar job there, buddy. Is there anyone, mate, you want to give a shout out to before you leave the booth this evening?
Wait, James, I want to give a shout out to you for getting my name right.
Yes.
Yes. No. It's amazing. Yeah, but to you, it was really nice to meet you last week. And who else? Shout out to all the crew, like all the league and everyone that was last week in Night Lounge as well. And my wife, because she has patience for Friday night. So
absolutely,
that's pretty much the whole thing. Yeah,
and definitely to his wife, because he likes sleeping in the bed and not on the sofa. So you have to give the wives. I know, mate. I know. Trust me. I know.
There's a compromise.
Yes, exactly. No. But George, thank you so much, buddy. It was such a pleasure meeting you last week, and lovely to have a chat with you tonight. And look forward to maybe having a chat with you next week here at Brands
let's
Hatch.
hope so. That's a really good track. Cheers.
Take care. Bye. Right, guys, so that is brought up the end of the AMS. As per normal, we have got our fast pace swapped over to the pros. So thank you so much for joining us as we head out over to the pros. I will catch you there very, very shortly where we have Dan Peebles joining me in the booth. But for now, guys, see you after the break.